Syracuse gets its first win in a bowl game since 2001, beating Kansas State 36-34 right here in Yankee Stadium. Scott Grodsky with Eric Forman and Ryan Koletty. How was the Orange able to come away with the win in this game?
Well, they rolled the back of DeLon Carter, and I talked to Nate Hackett, the offensive play caller, on Tuesday, and he said the key is getting DeLon Carter going, and they were able to do that. And even after the game, Rob Long said it. DeLon Carter came up to him after the game and said it felt like he was carrying on his back today. And it's such an emotional story, and I think that's what drove DeLon Carter to a huge game, 198 yards on the ground today.
Right, exactly. It was establishing the run, and both teams did it to an extent, but DeLon Carter was above and beyond. And I think it really goes past that. Syracuse won this game because of their big play ability. It was a constant theme all year. Coach Marone, why can't the Orange get the ball down the field? Well, we're banged up. Part of this bowl game is they had a month to rest. They were able to get the ball downfield really early. Marcus Sales with that flea flicker touchdown, unbelievable.
You mentioned those big plays, the 3 touchdowns to Marcus Sales, the flea flicker, the halfback pass. What was the turning point in the game?
I think it was the fake field goal call by Kansas State. I mean, you're down 5 points at that time. You kick a field goal, you just need another field goal to go ahead. Why you were going for a fake field goal there, and the SU defense, ranked 5th in the nation, finally showed its grit on that 4th down call, and I think that cost Kansas State the game.
And I agree with you again, but I'll go back even to the first quarter. Kansas State, beginning of the game, maybe it was the 3rd or 4th play, Daniel Thomas breaks a huge run. He scores. SU comes back, flea flicker, touchdown to Marcus Sales, 52 yards over the middle. That does so much for the Syracuse team. It gets their confidence up. They go, you know what? We're going to fight with them blow by blow. We're going to come back to every time they score, every time they get a big play, we're just going to have another. That's what they did.
Now, taking a step back from this game, Syracuse now is a team that has 8 wins on the season. What was responsible for such a successful change from the last couple of years into what happened this season?
I think it starts at the top, Scott, and that's with head coach Doug Marone. I mean, you look at the 2 key players in today's game for Syracuse, it was Marcus Sales and DeLon Carter. And those are 2 guys that had their ups and downs here at Syracuse's program. But Doug Marone has faith in them. They work on these personal skills, and they were able to show why Syracuse was able to stick with them and to trust them, because they showed up big in today's game.
Well, guys, I think it really comes back to that. Coach Marone saying we teach our players failure, but coming back from failure. That's what they do today. You even look at the seniors. They had so many losing seasons. They come back and win today. It was bend, but don't break. You even look within the games themselves. Everybody on offense, it seems, at times was hurt. DeLon Carter, Alec Lemon, all these guys, they were banged up, band shoe, but they came back every single time. Nobody missed significant amounts of time. They came back, and that's the story.
A lot of great stories on this team, Scott, but I think it really is the fact that 2 guys that you didn't even expect to play this season, DeLon Carter in the offseason, you didn't know if he was going to play, and then Marcus Sales was off the depth chart. They're the 2 key contributors in today's game. I think it's a great story for Syracuse. It just caps off a great season for them.
I think really Orange fans got to step back and say, could you imagine if we didn't have DeLon Carter?
And as we step back, Syracuse does win the game 36-34, their first bowl win since 2001. That wraps up our coverage here from Yankee Stadium with Eric and Ryan. I'm Scott Grodsky. Be sure to stay tuned on CitrusTV.net for all our coverage for the men's basketball and lacrosse seasons.